$25 trillion. Now that's not from Glenn Beck and Fox News. 25 trillion, $24.4 trillion is what is projected in the next 10 years from whitehouse.gov. That is only one set of books, so you understand. Unlike you and me, if we run our own business, we have to have one set of books. And we better keep every darn receipt because the IRS will come in and check, and it better be right. With the people in Washington, they don't live by those rules anymore. The people in Washington now can live by any rules they want. We have four, count them, four sets of books. The unfunded liabilities, without promising everybody and their brother health care, the unfunded liabilities are now $106 trillion. So you know what that means. That means each and every one of us and our children, no matter what tax bracket, no matter what you earn, every man, woman, and child in this country now owes almost $400,000 each. Here is the truth. The Republicans and the Democrats and all that have been in power for so long that have said debt doesn't matter have been lying. We cannot pay this debt back. We certainly should not be going in the direction we're going in. We must live within our means. We must change our lifestyle because our lifestyle is unsustainable. When you see a bill like healthcare that says it's 2,000 pages and it's debt neutral, I'm sorry, but somebody's going to have to pay for it. And that's why, when you look at it, on, what was it, Thursday, I have 3 pages of new taxes. You have taxes and excise taxes and new fees. This isn't about health care. This is about money, because we're running out of, we have been out of money for a very long time. And it is time to restore some sanity. I talk to people, and this is why I'm here, because I have to be able to look you in the eye and see your dedication. Because they will treat you like children. They will tell you, if we tell people that this is unsustainable, if we tell people what's coming their way, they'll freak out. They'll be afraid. I believe the exact opposite. If you know the truth, you can prepare and you can help others to prepare. They know this won't work, and they are making it so much worse. If they really believed in what they said, you wouldn't have to put 3 pages in this healthcare bill that gave $100 million to New Orleans, $100 million, giving it away to Louisiana. You wouldn't need that. That is a $100 million bribe for one person's vote. The corruption must stop. Congressman William Jefferson. He's the guy who put the $90,000 into the freezer. I actually heard people in the press say 13 years. Boy, that's excessive. 13 years, that's excessive. I say 13 years, that's a good start. Politicians. Because they're stealing not from us. They are stealing from our children. And Thomas Jefferson warned us, told us it would happen, and said that it's immoral for it to happen, and it is. They are attacking attaching themselves to our children's future wages, and at this rate there will be no wages, and they know. I told you over a year ago, please read about the Weimar Republic. Read about the end of the Republic of Germany, Weimar, before it fell into the hands of the Nazis. We are facing the same kind of financial questions that they faced. It was unsustainable. And for the first time in American history, we started to monetize our own debt. That's when I told you, please read about Weimar, because they did it. And it ends the same way every single time it has been tried. Here's what happens. Your politicians say, we're just going to monetize our debt. We're just going to print a little bit more money. We'll just print a little bit more money. And then the trap starts. We're in the trap. And at some point, they have to make a decision. Right now, what they're doing to our financial situation is exactly what happened to us in the housing crisis. There was cheap money available, and they said, go out and go buy homes, and so we did. But then, the interest rate went up, and the whole thing collapsed because it was built on cheap money. Well, I know you. You're not the ones getting rich right now. You're not the one taking all of your money and you're buying precious minerals. You're not the one going out and buying oil futures. But by the billions of dollars, people are taking 0% interest money from us. They're buying them all over the world. 0% interest dollars. And they're buying just like we bought these houses. At some point, if you want to save the dollar, you are going to have to raise interest rates. And when they do, it is the final bubble. I called 3 years ago, I said they are building a money bubble. It has now been named by Nouriel Roubini. He's one of the best and brightest financial experts. He's the guy who called it from the beginning. He just named it. It's not the money bubble. They're calling it now the asset bubble. It is a global catastrophe on the horizon. Now, what do you do with that information? What do you do with that information? Let me tell you, you're at a tipping point, and you need to wake your neighbors up right now. And if they won't wake up, move on. We're at a tipping point. You know it and I know it. This cannot last forever. The corruption is only getting worse. It's going to start snowballing. The loss of your voice. Can they listen to you less in Washington? If they listen to you less than they listen now, what power do you have left? I want you to look. I don't tell you these things. I don't tell you these things because I think they're popular. I'm a fan of Ronald Reagan. I love Ronald Reagan. And the thing I loved about Ronald Reagan was I always felt that he was telling me the truth. And I always thought that he treated me like an adult, even though I was a kid at the time. And I also always felt that there was hope on the other side. So as I tell you these things, know that there is hope on the other side, but we are about to walk through a wall of fire. We are about to be baptized through fire. It's because we weren't protecting liberty. But let me tell you the choice that we have ahead of us. I see America as the people on a boat. The boat is the Titanic. We've had a crew and a captain who took this ship and rammed her right upside the iceberg. She's been taking it in. Don't worry, it's the Titanic, it's unsinking. Then we elected a new captain and crew, and they took that thing and they backed it up, and now they're ramming it into the iceberg. Now they're taking this ship and they're taking it and they're with health care and cap and trade and stimulus. They're doing the same amount of damage that all the other crews did, just faster. All the while, they're telling all the passengers